Okay, this is lesson 6.3, writing linear equations when you're given 2 points. Okay, we're still writing the equation of a line, so we are still going to put it in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Now, let's have a quick review. 6.1. 6.1, they gave us the slope and the y-intercept. 6.2, they gave us the slope and 1 point. Now they're going to give us 2 points. So this is what you do. Number 1, identify x1, y1, x2, y2. 2, find slope. 3, plug in slope and x1, y1. 4, solve for b. That's what we're doing, okay? So, step 1, x1, y1, x2, y2. Find your slope. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So, I'm going to put my boxes so I can find my slope. Minus, over, minus. Y2 is 5. Y1 is negative 2. X2 is 4. X1 is 0. This is 5 plus 2, which is 7. 4 minus 0 is 4. So now I know that my slope is 7 over 4. So I'm just going to write that up here. M equals 7 over 4. So now, according to these directions, I need more, well, let me see here. Okay, I have more room. According to these directions, after I find my slope, I plug in slope x1, y1. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and write y equals blank x blank. Okay, so I wrote y equals blank x blank, and I put 7 over 4 in this blank because that's my slope blank. Now, I plug in my slope, my x1, and my y1. So, I'm going to make a box for my y. 7 over 4 goes right here. I make a box for my x, and then this is the most important step, plus b. You guys are forgetting to put plus b over here. You're forgetting to put the plus b. You have to put that plus b here because that's what you're solving for. Okay, so now, what is, if I look back up here, what is my y1 value? Negative 2. So I put negative 2 right here. What is my x1 value? 0. Now this becomes very easy because negative 2 equals, notice how I'm rewriting everything. Now, what is anything times 0? 0. So 7 times 4 times 0 becomes 0 plus b. What is anything plus 0? Anything. So b plus 0 is b, so negative 2 equals b. So now my fifth step, plug b into the b blank. That means I have to come back up here and plug negative 2 into that spot right there. This is my answer. Now, if you had followed. 6.1, 6.2, 6.3 is very easy. We're going to do one more. Okay, so we are going to do, I don't know, let's just randomly pick one. Number 6. See if you can figure out how to do number 6. Pause the video, do number 6, start the video, we'll go. Okay, number 6 is exactly like the other ones. This is a table. We've already taught you this. x1, x2, y1, y2. I do not need these. Cross them out. Okay, so now, what do I do next? Let's go back to the list. The list said identify x1, y1, x2, y2. I did that. Now the list says find my slope. So, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's how I find my slope. So, box minus box over box minus box. y2, negative 4. y1, negative 3. x2, 2. x1, 0. Negative 4 minus minus 3 is negative 4 plus 3, which is negative 1, over 2. My slope, so here, I'm going to write this. M equals negative 1 over 2. I recommend you writing that somewhere around your x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so now let's see what the next step is. I found my slope. So next, after I find my slope, I plug in slope x1, y1, and solve for b. So, let's go back. I want to see what I did next. Yep, I wrote y equals, so let's do that. So right here, I'm going to write y equals blank x blank. And I'm going to plug in my slope into my slope blank, negative 1 over 2. I don't know what my y-intercept is yet. So now, box equals negative 1 over 2, box plus b. Do not forget to write plus b. Now in class, I told you to put a dot here because this is multiplication. Okay, so I use x1. I plug in x1 and y1. Okay? y1 is negative 3. This is your y box, so negative 3 goes here. x1 is 0. This is your 0 box, so 0 goes here. Son of a gun, we're going to have another 0. It's unfortunate. I wanted to show you one that didn't have 0. That's okay. So now, negative 3 equals anything times 0 is 0. 0 plus b. 0 plus b is b. That equals b. Then the last step is to go up here and plug in negative 3 for b. This is my answer. Okay, we are going to do one more. I want to do one that does not give you... Here we go. Okay, let's do number 5. Step 1. We're going to identify x1, y1, x2, y2. So here we go. x1, y1, x2, y2. And we're going to find our slope. Minus over minus. Our slope formula once again is y, sorry, not y. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that means that I have, thank you R2, y2 is negative 6, y1 is 3, x2 is 4, x1 is 2. Negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. 4 minus 2 is 2. This gives me negative 9 over 2. So right here, I'm going to put, and I would suggest that you please do this, m equals negative 9 over 2. Okay? Okay, now, what do I do next? Go back to the list. After I find my slope, I plug in slope, x1, y1, and solve for b. So I'm going to write y equals blank x blank. And what goes in my blank slope? Negative 9 over 2. Now, I put my boxes, negative 9 over 2, put my x box, and I'm going to put a dot right here because this is multiplication, and then don't forget to put plus b. Now, I use x1 and y1. y1 is 3, x1 is 2. I'm going to make it a fraction. So that I can multiply my fractions. You multiply fractions straight across. Bring my 3 down, equals negative 9 times 2 is negative 18. 2 times 1 is 2 plus b. Does 2 go into 18 evenly? The answer obviously is yes. So I get 3 equals negative 9 plus b. Now I solve for b, so that means I add 9 to both sides. 12 equals b. I'm not done. I got to do the final step, and that is plug my b into my b blank. So it is a 12. Now, just showing you, this is wrong. Why is this wrong? I have to have a plus sign here. Okay, guys. Bring any questions you have tomorrow to class. For the people who are watching the videos, this is going quite well. I think you're understanding the concept a lot better. See you tomorrow in class. Have a good day.